different organization. So it was related to the agile methodology. Wait a minute. Keep going. So agile methodology is for the right now so common for developing application, developing website right now. So why right now is so useful? Because a long time ago, when we making a application, when we making a website, usually we used to have some methodology for waterfall or top down. First of all, they making a planning, and then they making website and application. Right now, so we are using uh, agile methodology development build development right now. Why? So right now, customers, customers demand and the customers their requirements so fastly they changing. That is why we are right now using as their methodology. As I methodology have some kind of the Scrum, some kind of they have a different way to communicate each other. So this my paper was that we have some kind of the how to deal with our for your team members to make a good website and application. This paper suggests have some kind of the methodology. So I was in Hyundai Motor Company. At that time, I'm um, developing application. I'm developing website. At that time, I work with so many different employee in our country. At the time, we used so many tools such as Confluence and Jira. So today I want to give some example. This paper gives some kind of case as well. This is agile software development. So you can see that as I told you that usually waterfall methodology is the concept, initiation, and then analysis, design, construction, testing, and development. This flow is used is just called normal and it's common. But so right now, so many company they're using agile methodology, concept, and initiation, and as a and at the analysis, design, construction, and testing and development. But make a concept and directly they goes to the development or deployment, and then they changing design, they change construction, they change testing. This kind of process we have. As I told you, why? Because customer demands so fastly changing, and the customer requirement also changing a lot. That is why they want to use this one. For example, Uber or some application provider, they want to make a new feature, new services. If they're using a waterfall model, it takes a lot of time. But if they make some conception and then they testing and right away if has a great success from market, they deploy their their services. This kind of process is right now useful. Why they are using? because as I told you, as a customer's demand is changing and customer requirement is changing a lot. That is why uh, they use they just requirement planning and type of prototype they making and then they testing and just deployment. So it takes it makes a reduce time and it makes a more fast process. That is why they're using right now. So so many company they have some brainstorming and design, deployment, quality assurance, and development, and deliver to the clients. This process they have. At that time, so my paper suggests that Scrum. Scrum means that it's the same as a meeting, but it's not a regular meeting. So many company they have a weekly meeting, bi-weekly meeting, and monthly meeting, and quarterly meeting they have. It's a regularly, but if we have a agile development methodology, is another so regularly. So if they need or make a new features, if they make a new services, they are making a right away making a meeting all over the world, and then they're using a agile development tool. Today I'm gonna give you some solution as well. So this kind of process they have. Uh, this is why they can make a fast this decision making from top to bottom. This kind of process we can do that. Long time ago, so waterfall strategy, waterfall methodology. If they making a fast decision making, it cannot possible because if I'm making some planning, I have to uh, have some approval from top management, and then they have some level. That is why, as I told you, if Uber wants to make a new feature, it takes a long time to have approval from top management. But as our development methodology, also they have some tool for Agile development kit. At the time, if so bottom employee, they usually making a new feature right away. So top management also see that through their tool. That is why this methodologies can be possible. So as I told you, this is a compliance. So many people knows the compliance as well. And then I'm just showing that this screen also I'm using a compliance. And then they have some on Jira. Jira is a ticket system. For example, Uber has a new feature. Well, Uber has for uh, correction their services. They make one ticket through this kind of a solution, open source. A ticket goes to the uh, direct in charge of person, and the in charge of person changing or adding something, where they discussing from with, for example, marketing side, and then development side, and they making a new feature using a Scrum, and then they have a new feature where they changing their uh, function as well. This is a compliance right now we are using. So when I was a Hyundai Motor Company, I usually work with European company as well, Hyundai Motor Europe. So we had a branch office in Frankfurt. So time differences I have. At that time, I just making some ticket on the Jira system and compliance system. I just sent to Jira to them. And then, for example, employee in Europe, employee in Germany, so he will see or she will see that ticket, and they she or he, they are fixing function and they are making a function as well. This kind of process we did. And if I need some meeting, so I gonna make some scrum with them, and then we fastly made a message decision making where we made some kind of the changings. So this is why right now I think fastly we can cover that customer needs. So I think usually big company they're usually using this left side or waterfall model because it's a long time, but it has some step. That is why they get some approval from their time management, their management level. That is was secure and more safe. Uh, but it cannot meet their customer needs, fast changing their environments. So right now, big companies such as Toyota, such as Ford, such as Honda, also they want to make this kind of methodology. So I think if we are using an agile methodology, it has some organization problem as well. As I told you, if I using agile strategy, it's so fast development, but sometimes it has some challenging because top goes to the bottom, bottom goes to top so easily. That is why middle of supervisor can, I think, part of employee can skip the approval from supervisor. That is why sometimes evaluate system is different. So evaluation, so supervisor doesn't know about knowledge, but he or she has to give their employee for their evaluating. So it has some problem. So this is a challenging issues. My paper just covered that. And then let me give an example more time. As a plan driven development and agile development. So you can see that agile development requirements engineering and design implementation is also, for example, if I get some voice from market and just implement easily, and then I make some prototype and then I receive the requirement from the market and I'm changing so easily is agile development and plan driven development requirement engineering and requirement specification and design implementation. So requirement specification time is such a long time. For example, Uber making some new picture. So development side should have a requirement from marketing side. Marketing side, they know about customer needs. So marketing side giving some poll, giving some tool from the market size, and they gathering them, gathering some information, and that they making a requirement specification. So sometimes development team lose some information from marketing side, lose from outside of the environment. This kind of thing, it can be possible. This kind of a thing is a plan-driven development. So I was using 800 information system in Hyundai Motor Company because of, for example, so ERP or some system for sale, system for customer, system for car maintenance, 800 systems. Wait a minute. Okay. 800 systems based on plan-driven development. Plan management development is such a long time, and then so I think we have 800 system because customer needs from marketing side, from quality side, from sales side we are making. But left side, let me have it. Okay. But you can see that side requirement and development and market really they have some changing a lot. That is why I think 80% of this system usually employee in Hyundai Motor Company, they don't use it because they want to make this function, but this function is different. That is why they don't use it. And after 1 year, after 2 year, after 3 year, they time goes by, and then their requirement, their needs is changing, so they don't use it. That is why just 20% of the systems they are using right now in Hyundai Motor Company. I think it's the same as for big company as well. This kind of the challenging for plan driven development, and it has a long periods, a long time. So it's a challenging for plan driven development. And then if this floor, so they have a regular meeting, for example, weekly meeting, and then development side, they making their features, they making some function, and then they get let's say we did some feedback from marketing side, they changing. After 1 week, they have a regular meeting, not a not on regular it's a regular basis. That is why it takes a lot of time. It's a plan driven development side. Okay, so you can see that waterfall process, this process got to be so big, it's not sure it'll be able to deliver it. But agile processing, for example, when I using a Uber app, is for example logo inside here, and then system for payment here, system for how can I say based on services. That is why one service has some problem. They just goes to the for example, production cloud system, and then they shut down their login service, shut down their services easily, and then they break down their services. So we call it's a micro development as well. So it can be divided by their function. So that is also fast. Initiating and then brainstorming, initiating, designing, and developing, and they get a feedback from the market, and then they changing. This is as our process right now. So right now, so many people using it. So as our method rapid value. So as I told you, plan or design method is a high assurance. So you can see the smaller size is a larger size. Usually big company, they making this system. That is why you can see that on Mercedes Bench, they is also big company. If they making a new services for Mercedes Bench, they make a new entity, Mercedes Benz Mobility Company. Why? They want to make some rapid decision making. But Mercedes Benz itself is a big company. They have a lot of steps to have approval from their management. That is why if they want to make a new feature for application and a new picture for their vehicle, uh, it cannot make for the fast development, fast making a decision. So they can, it's difficult to meet their customer needs rapidly. This is why so many company, they making a new entity, new company, and that they using a agile strategy. And agile strategy, it needs to have their, as I told you, evaluation things, and the agile methodology has to have some tool as well, so compliance or cloud and computing. So they do that. Okay. So planning, the driven development emphasize on planning on control. So while agile development emphasize flexibility and adaptability. So plan driven development is best for project with a clear and well-defined scope. But well-defined scope is so at the time is good, but time goes by 1 year later and 2 years later they have to changing. So as I told you, 800 system in Hyundai Motor Company, but 20% they are using, even though it's a well-defined scope. But after 2 years and 3 years, it's difficult to fit their market. So agile development is best for project with a challenging requirement, changing requirements or high degree innovation. Okay. So when you make as a methodology, you have to think about that picture. What is part of agility in including methods is a capability. So when it's environment available to use a method and applicability, and then involves process and products. As I told you, agile methodology needs to have a process in company. So how the process or method in catalyze and the usage, why using a side methodology. This kind of the questions, if you make a services, if you make a product, that question is crucial. Okay, agile methodology is the software development. So usually making some agile umbrella, they need to have a system. As I told Scrum, it's the same as meeting, but in regularly Scrum as well. And then they have some cloud system. They have a agile tool as well. Okay, this is agile strategy. So let me give about 2 minutes of my conclusion. So as I told you, organization barriers we have when we making agile strategy. So they, for example, employee in Europe, employee in Korea, they have to communicate each other. At that time, usually we have to use that some tool such as Confluence I use right now. And Confluence has a Jira ticket system. Yes, broader context. Yes. as I as I cover that tool over here and the key issues. So I think it's related to the software engineering is Scrum and as a strategy. It's a new field. It's I think why this Scrum and Agile methodologies pops up. Why? Because AI is right now so important, and that AI technology is so fastly developing right now, and customer needs also fastly changing. That is why so many company they making some process in their inside. Usually, small company make an application, but right now, so many big company also making a application based on customer needs. So right now, this methodology is so popular, but I think it is, I think it's 10 years ago, 5 years ago, just released to the market. It's a new technology. That is why challenging is that. Uh, so uh, process barriers for their organization, and then barrier for border, barrier for tool, and something they have. And then sometimes they have an error because based on cloud system, sometimes database error, sometimes their login side, they have some, this is open source. That is why sometimes they have a problem about this or discussion internally they have. So this is challenging. So I think agile strategy is like, for example, it's a culture in company. So this is why a small company is easy to follow that, but big company, they have to change their process. It is not simple. This is challenging. So next future research direction is that I think how to make their company inside using their agile strategy, agile methodology for developing their services, developing their products. This is my research direction. That's all for my so first section. So okay, David, thank you.